The Maple Leafs offense explodes in a win over the Predators. Let's break it all down on today's edition of the Locked On Leafs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.
You're Locked On Maple Leafs, your daily podcast on the Toronto Maple Leafs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome into the Locked On Leafs podcast, a daily Maple Leaf-centric podcast hosted by myself, Mike DiStefano, and my co-host, Dave Morassutti. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com and win $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. If you would have listened to this morning's podcast, we told you put $5 down on the Leafs to win the game. Big bounce back victory. You would have won yourself $300 in bonus bets. Solid bounce back performance here, Dave, from the Maple Leafs. 7-4. They beat the Nashville Predators, and the offense finally came alive in this one.
It came alive in a big way. What a response. What a response.
You're hoping to see it.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, yeah, they still got it. Because a lot of people were wondering if they were... Man, I don't like calling people out. Discord was getting a little bit out of whack in this one, especially when like the Leafs were up 2-0. Vibes are good. Then obviously the 2 goals in 40 seconds. All of a sudden I'm hearing Gavin, "Oh, did the Leafs protect their first rounder to Boston?" I'm like, what are we doing, guys?
I know. You know what? I don't blame them based on what happened the game before. Like, they were playing well. Like, the Leafs started out great. You know, there was a solid first period by Toronto. They built themselves a 2-0 lead. And then early on, that lead was erased early in the second period. And I don't know what happened in the opening, 3-4 minutes of the second, but the Leafs were horrendous. And that has been an issue for them early this season. It's certainly something that they're going to have to work on. Good on Berube for calling that timeout to kind of settle things and kind of get the team back into it, because you allow 2 goals within a 2-minute span. Yeah, you don't want things to get out of hand. So, good move by Berube to kind of settle the storm a little bit. And I thought the Leafs at least played better from that point onward in the second period. And obviously they went on to grab a couple more goals in that period. And then they were able to ride it into, although a couple late goals made it closer than it maybe should have been. But, you look tonight, man, like you get Matthews with a pair of goals. I know one was an empty netter, but you get Matthews with a pair of goals. Tavares scores his first. Jake McCabe, OEL, both get goals from the blue line. Bobby McMahon adds in a goal. Matthew Knies with 3 assists. Nylander gets on the score sheet with 3 points. The big boys can breathe, though. That's where I think now the big boys can breathe, because they've been snake bitten. They have been snake bitten, and tonight it all kind of came together for them. You get 4 goals from your big 3, we'll call it now, the three amigos, and even some very encouraging plays by Nylander, right? Thought Michelli looked good on that second line. Easton Cowan gets his first career point tonight on the Matthews goal. So the top 6 certainly looked much, much better tonight.
Oh yeah, you saw a noticeable improvement by the way, just the confidence they were playing with. They were playing with conviction. I mean, you can highlight so many of the goals, right? The one with Tavares, where OEL and Nylander with the nice, back and forth pass.
Michelli was in on that too. I didn't see anyone not giving Michelli credit.
Oh, dude, Michelli was a dog tonight.
He was a dog.
I get it. He's not the biggest player, but he doesn't play like a small player. He goes, he gets the puck. He's fine. Yeah, is he a little pass happy? Sure, but it works, right? He's finding the best play, out there. I'm hearing some Marner Jr. Names being thrown at Michelli.
When he came in, that was it's like he was a Dollarama Marner. Like, that was kind of like a comp for him, like a pretty solid comp. Like, he's someone who can, really facilitate the puck. He's got a high IQ. He's a great passer. can score a little bit, probably could get you 15 or so goals, but more so going to be a facilitator. And you saw that on display tonight a couple of times. He was in on it. He didn't get the assist on the Tavares goal, but if they counted third assist, I mean, the give and go really started, I guess, with him and Nylander with the quick give and go. But that whole sequence was just terrific puck movement right from the get go. Like, honestly, you get Nylander to Michelli, back to Nylander, over to OEL, quick touch pass to Nylander, who then shoots it on net, and boom. Now the big boy hockey comes. You got John Tavares, big body, out in front of the net, boxes out the defenseman, pounces on the rebound, and just like that, the Maple Leafs took the lead back, and they didn't turn away from that point onward. But that's what I think. That's a very encouraging sign to see that line producing that way, because you didn't see a whole lot of confidence. You didn't see a whole lot of pace. It didn't see a whole lot of skating. You didn't see a lot of pucks going toward the offensive goal the first few games with that duo out there. But I thought tonight for sure that second line was great, and they get credited with 2-3 goals, like even like the OEL goal, like that's who was on the ice there, right? That second line. But again, talk about Matias Michelli. He's the one who drove hard to the net, and it went off of the defender who was defending him and into the net on the OEL goal. So yeah, I thought overall that second line played really, really well. And it was Coach Berube called out William Nylander, and I thought that he's definitely kind of he showed up tonight. I know the goal he scored was technically an empty netter, doesn't get credited for it, but I thought that overall he had a great game.
Yeah, I mean, like Matthews still hasn't scored a goal against the goalie, but he did have 5 shots on goal.
Yeah, he did. Tonight he did.
Yeah, I'm saying like
prior.
Yeah, right? Like he is finally fine, like not finally. You just know that one little talk and he's like, okay, yeah, I get it. And then
gotta lock in.
He's locked in, right? It's almost like Berube just knows. I just have to say one thing: Nylander's got it, and you're gonna see him lock in and play so well.
Yeah,
and I think the big one there, like he could have been more, right? Like as good as they were, there was still, I think, more we could have seen from that line, right? There was the play in the third period. Like there were some bizarre moments in this game, but like I thought that line. Okay, and then one thing I think people need to also understand, like Michelli's new on that line. He's got to get used to playing with Nylander and Tavares because he didn't really play with them during preseason. So
not at all.
It takes time for a trio like that to get things going. Yeah, Tavares and Nylander played together for a while, but it's always the third guy who's kind of like, okay, what do these guys like to do? What's what makes them click? I think the good thing for Nylander is, well, when Nylander's on too, when he's hungry. And there was that one point where he was open for a pass, didn't get the puck, and the play kind of went dead, and he's pissed. Like he's like that, like, okay, like don't do that again, guys. Like if I'm in an opportunity like that, give me the puck, right?
Yeah.
He looked hungrier tonight, and I think that's a good sign for this Leafs team.
Yeah, he's always kind of been that way, where he needs that little nudge. Like even with Sheldon Keefe, like Keefe, he told us, he's like, Willie wants me to keep him honest, whether that's behind closed doors or in the public eye. And obviously it works because it was in the public eye. He got called out after the Detroit game, and he showed up and was far better in this one. That's for sure. So good to see it. Great to see the offense erupt. 7 goals in total for the Maple Leafs, scoring spread all throughout the lineup too. Wasn't just all top 6. You had a couple defensemen chip in, Bobby McMahon on the third line. I forgot how good that line of Domi, McMahon, and Robertson can be. Remember last year when they were like the hottest line for a good 3-4 game stretch? They scored every single game. It was like, these guys are unbelievable. It was insane. And then tonight again, they were actually pretty good. Outshot the opposition 5-3, 70%, 72% expected goals. McMahon did score, so they did outscore the Preds as well. So, hey, You know, we had some good. It was a good game. It was definitely the best game the Maple Leafs have played all around. That's for sure. Let's come back. Let's get to the 3 stars of the game and break down more of what was a big time 7-4 victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm Mike DiStefano with Dave Morassutti. You're listening to the Locked On Leafs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.
Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there is Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. It does all the heavy lifting. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. And honestly, when you have so many different credit cards, so many different types of accounts, it's hard to keep them all on track. That's why Monarch is perfect. It can help you find spending where you didn't realize you were overspending on certain things, and you can help you maximize your investments, increase your saving rates, and easily review finances with your partner, giving a clear view of your financial health week to week and long term. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONNHL.
The Locked On Leafs podcast continues. Mike DiStefano, Dave Morassutti with you, as we are each and every weekday, Monday through Friday, with brand new episodes free and available wherever you get a podcast. You can also find the Locked On Leafs podcast on YouTube as well. Subscribe and get yourself a daily dose of Maple Leafs content delivered directly to you. Maple Leafs with a 7-4 win over the Nashville Predators. Matthews, couple tucks. Nylander got on the score sheet. Tavares, OEL, McCabe, and Bobby McMahon rounded out the scoring, and it was the best the Maple Leafs have looked all season long. I had a little bit of a difficult time going through the 3 stars. I wanted to give it to multiple players here, Dave. Maybe I did. Maybe I cheated a little. I tend to do that when we do the 3 stars, and it's a big night for many people. So let's get things started here, Dave. Who's the first star of the game for you?
I'm gonna do an honorable mention first, though. Max
Let me guess. I was gonna say that too, man.
God damn. I have never seen I have seen players lose their skate blade and look like a deer in the headlights, look like a deer on ice. Just can't. Yeah. And this man on one leg is just like, I got this. I'm just gonna use one leg to get off.
He made a pass. Like, it's not even like he didn't fall. He literally 1 foot, and he's like, okay, let's see. All right, he's open. Make the pass, and let's just skate ourselves off the ice. Like, and it was just unbelievable. Like the balance it takes to do that, little bit of strength and balance, and man, I was impressive. Yeah, I also had him as an asterisk star of the game as well. That's funny.
Yeah, it's just one of those bizarre one of the many bizarre plays of this game. So I thought that was necessary. But the first star, I'm gonna give it to the whole second line, but Nylander led the charge.
Yeah.
Just an unreal performance from him. You know, he was again conviction with the puck, direct, right? Didn't do the actual little dipsy doodles that some people like to say. But again, like that whole line, Michelli looked really good.
Yeah.
Tavares, I thought this was the best John Tavares has looked all season. Just, strong on the puck. Like there was the one play where Tavares has Nylander, decides, no, I'm going to take this myself, goes straight to the net, doesn't score, but could have easily have scored. Like that line, what makes that line tough is that when they have the puck, it's so hard to knock them off the puck. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think we need to just find a way to use that power and keep the cycle going. And I think that's where Michelli can really complement this line. I think we got a really good dose of how good this line can be.
Yeah, I think like once Michelli and Nylander and Tavares start to find some chemistry, I think he really can complement them well. You know, a guy who, like you mentioned earlier, he's not the biggest guy, but he doesn't mind going into those areas, getting the puck, forechecking a little bit. but he's also a guy who can really facilitate the puck. Like he can pass it into those areas where people can succeed. And Michelli and Nylander obviously started that give and go on the Tavares goal. OEL was in there as well. But also, Michelli multiple times, I thought made some good plays. But you're right. Nylander led the charge, and he's gonna have to. He's the best player on the ice whenever he's out there, unless he's skating alongside Auston Matthews. But when he's out there, he's the best player. He's got to be that. He's got to control play. They said he wanted to shoot more. He did. Registered 4 shots on goal, which is 1 more shot than he had in the 3 games combined prior. So definitely you saw a much more encouraging William Nylander tonight. Someone who's confident too. So hopefully that was, that just gives him the confidence he needs to get going. They were my second star, though. I did have the second line as my second star. They had an 80% expected goals. The high danger chances were 5-2 when they were out there. They controlled play. But my first star, Dave, I'm gonna give some love to old Oliver Ekman-Larsson, baby. OEL, I thought was a stud all night long. Like jumping up into the rush, he was looking dangerous. 4 blocks tonight. Played over 20 minutes, a goal, 2 assists. Willingness to shoot, obviously. And just, making the right decisions on when to pinch, when to activate, when to jump into the rush, when to hang back. It really, really makes a difference when a guy's making the correct decisions.
Yeah.
And OEL proved it multiple times tonight that if you can just add that extra skater down low, that gives you numbers. And, you can make some good plays out of that. And I thought Ekman-Larsson had a fantastic game tonight. When he's skating and he's activating, just like Morgan Rielly, both of them very similar in this regard. They're dangerous, and they add that extra element for the Maple Leafs. And both him and Rielly have actually been activating quite a lot early this season. Almost feel like it's purposeful. Like that's something that they were told, hey, we want to do this a little more. You guys have that offensive flair. You've got the partners who should be able to support you well enough, and also the forward should be able to support you. They're also, defensively responsible. That's the identity that they want to play with. They should have more confidence being able to jump up into the rush. And early on, it's been very successful, I guess, from the blue line when it comes to having them add and create a little bit more offense from this team. So I thought OEL was fantastic tonight. I gave him the first star of the game.
Yeah, he was clearly a difference maker on the blue line. We've been talking about how that third pairing hasn't looked very good. It's been spending too much time in their own end. But, this Leafs team becomes more dangerous when the defense shows that they're willing to get in on the play, not just sit back. Jake McCabe, he's always good to try to find a little bit of offense. And I know they're the shutdown pairing, but like OEL, we know he's got that ability.
Yeah.
And,
that
just
third
need to see a
pair,
little bit more of it for sure.
That third pair, OEL and Simon Benoit, on the ice for 3 goals tonight. On the ice for 3 goals for 1 against, but a 74% expected goals with those 2 on the ice tonight. OEL and Simon Benoit. So definitely a big bounce back from that pairing. And just like you thought Nylander led the charge on the second line, that OEL led the charge on the third pair and created a good amount of offense tonight. Who's your second star? Was it OEL?
No, I got to give it to the kid who's got his first NHL point.
Cowboy.
Cowboy. Jolly Rancher, I think, is there also the other name. Like
they call him Jolly Rancher?
Well, they have like him with the belt, and the caption is Jolly Rancher. I don't know what that means.
Well, because he's a farm boy, right? So is he a happy farm boy? Jolly Rancher.
See, my mind went to the snack instead of, he's happy.
It did too, but I made the other connection as well, I guess. I'm assuming that's what it is. Let's see this photo here.
Yeah, because it's got the
happy cowboy. Yeah, jolly. He's a Jolly Rancher. That's funny.
Yeah.
Good on Cowan. Good on the team for giving him the belt, getting his first point. He was great tonight.
That goal what a play with Matthews and Knies. The back to back. Chris tic-tac-toe in a way, but like that doesn't start unless Cowan forces the turnover,
right,
and gets the puck up to Knies. And you get worried when the extra pass is made on those plays.
I thought for sure they were screwed. I thought for sure that Matthews was gonna blow past it, thinking Knies was gonna score, and luckily he stopped up and settled the puck
Yeah.
and was able to then fire it in. But you're right. Easton Cowan starts that play with the neutral zone turnover, and then boom, transitions up ice, and it's a 2-on-1 for Knies and Matthews. And the puck ends up in the back of the net, gave them a little cushion in that game.
And
Game winner, actually, it turns out to be the game winner.
it was and that
Yeah.
put Matthews second all time in game winners. He passed Dave Keon, so he trails Matt Sundin. He is now also 16 goals away from tying Matt Sundin.
You ruined it. I had a trivia question planned for you later, and you ruined it, but it's okay because I have 2 more questions planned for you afterwards.
Beautiful.
So that's okay.
But you want to hear what Craig Berube had to say about Easton Cowan tonight?
Yeah, I would love to.
He's a dog on a bone out there for me. Another dog.
Dog. You got a bunch of dogs out here in Toronto.
Just it is going to be so hard for Craig Berube to take him off that top line right now because it just looks he fits like a glove. It's all working for him right now. Yeah, I mean, he's not getting a bunch of points, but that's not what's needed from him. Just goes and does the little things. He's doing the little things right.
Yeah. Does he remind you a little bit of like early Hyman? Like not 50 goal scorer Hyman, but early Hyman.
A bit, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like he's willing to do the things that maybe the Stars aren't always willing to do. Just play clean, get to the loose pucks, find ways to get the pucks to the playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
It's only going to get easy. It's only going to get better for him the more he gets comfortable playing in like that's his second game in the NHL.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So I know for some they expect things right away. I think you can't ask for any better from him, considering many were saying, can he be a top 6 player? There's debates about whether he could be a top 6 player, but right now he's showing he is a top 6 player right now.
He's definitely a top 6 player, or definitely right now, yes. And I think ultimately he'll prove to be that. And like right now he is. Like going into the next game, there's no question you're keeping Easton Cowan on that top line. Like you're rolling in with the exact same top 6 you had tonight against Nashville into New York on Thursday. Like, look, the guy's playing very well. Like he is, and he gets his first point tonight. And even after the game, Auston Matthews said that it's clear that Easton Cowan belongs at this level, and not only belongs at the level, but belongs on Matthews' level and Knies' level, meaning belongs on that top line with those guys. And it proved tonight that they look pretty solid. Good two-way game from all 3 of those guys. You can put them in any situations realistically. And, with Knies and Matthews being game breakers, they can score at any moment. And man, that give and go play by Knies and Matthews just so beautiful. Oh God, it was great to see. It really was good to see. All right, so you had them as you had Easton Cowan as your second line. I already said they're as your second star. Second line was my second star. Who's your third star?
I got to go Bobby McMahon.
Ooh,
he looked pretty good to start the year. He's getting that offense. That was a weird goal that he scored because I was like, how did that go in? But he just didn't give up on the play.
Yep.
And 3 points in 4 games, 2 goals started off on the second line, got moved to be that third line with Robertson and Domi. And I think he's looked way better.
Oh,
because he's using his feet. He's skating himself into good situations. He's had so many odd man chances because he's not cheating. He's doing the good things defensively. And he's kind of learned from Nylander when to break and go for a skate and see if one of them, Domi or Robertson, and mostly it's been Robertson, just setting him up for those opportunities. And like again, he saw an opening when Nashville made what a brutal line change that was, and scoring there. So he's putting in the effort. He's even as a third line, he's playing 15 minutes, about 15 minutes a night. Like that's pretty solid for him. And I've always said like there's a lot to his game offensively, and he's showing it right now.
My third star went to I give to Matthew Knies, who had 3 assists in the game, 3 shots, 2 hits, 2 blocks, played almost 19 minutes, and just plays a full 200-foot game. Forced a couple turnovers as well. You know what I really love about Knies, and I don't know if I had this appreciation for him last year, but he seems to be just so calm with the puck. Like I don't necessarily think him as like a puck carrier or a facilitator, but man, is he ever calm when he has the puck on his stick? Like I know they were empty net goals, but like the way that he was just able to calmly settle and then like get the puck over to Matthews and he's able to just knock it down and score. Like no many guys would have tried to even the other one, like the amount of guys who would have just like stopped and tried their hardest to, shoot into the net and would have shot it right at the defenseman. He had the wherewithal to stop, look around. Okay, what can I do here? Same thing on the William Nylander one.
Yeah.
He like waited, stopped, and then realized, okay, Nylander's got the better option. I'm gonna get it to him. He can skate it up and he can shoot it into the net, right? So just high IQ, man. Like just such a high IQ player. And the give and go with Matthews was really just the chef's kiss. So yeah, I gave Knies my third star tonight. Thought he was awesome.
Yeah, he's earning, I mean, you said 35-35. That's your
He might be a 40-40 guy, dude. He might be a 40-40 guy. Well, he's leading the team now, isn't he? I think he leads the team probably with 6 points at this point.
Oh,
check.
I think he probably is. He's again, he doesn't have to score, but he's just one of those unicorn players. Yeah, 6 points right now, and it's funny because like he didn't play a whole lot in the this is actually the least amount he's played.
Efficient though, man. Efficient.
Very efficient. Very efficient. I think you're seeing a bit of the confidence from him. He was giving the refs a little bit on the penalty that he got called on. I think he's coming into his own, and like you have to remember he's 22. Like he's only 22, and there's so much more that I think you're going to come to like from Matthew Knies.
I agree. So those are our 3 stars of the game. That puts a bow on tonight for the Leafs, a 7-4 win over the Nashville Predators. Leafs back to 500, and things looked a lot better, far more encouraging moving forward. I would say, Dave, you able to exhale a little bit? Is it no longer a 5-bell alarm here in Toronto?
No, I don't think the Leafs need to be worried about being in the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes right now.
No, the amount of people, though, that told me that they're going to be over the last couple of days is remarkable. It's like, relax, we're 3 games in, chill. Like, it doesn't look great, but again, we're 3 games in, and even now, comments starting to come out post-game. William Nylander has spoke, so why don't we take a break? We'll come back. We'll get to some of the player comments, and there's not only one milestone watch we're on. You already talked about the Matthews one, but there's a couple other milestones we are watching as well. I'll quiz you to see if you know what they are next on the Locked On Leafs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. The NHL season is here, and FanDuel has an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love how FanDuel gives me many ways to play. I've built parlays, tried player props, and I've even followed the live lines during the games earlier today. And the Leafs win over 3.5 shots for Matthews. That hit. If you would put $5, it's your first bet, you would have won $300 in bonus bets. So whether you're a casual fan or you love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day so much better when you are betting with FanDuel. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. Welcome back into the Locked On Leafs podcast. Mike DiStefano, Dave Morassutti with you as we are each and every weekday, Monday through Friday, with brand new episodes talking nothing but Toronto Maple Leafs. Leafs with a 7-4 win over the Nashville Predators. You already noted it. Matthews scored twice tonight, 2 goals, which puts him up to 404 in his Maple Leafs career, which makes him how many goals shy, Dave, of passing Matt Sundin on the all-time goal list?
Passing, he needs 17 more goals.
17 more goals to pass Sundin, 16 to tie him. Does he do it by Christmas? That's what I want to know, Dave. Does he get it done by Christmas? So he's got 3 goals in 4 games. Can he get it done by Christmas? That would mean he would need to have 21 goals by Christmas. Let me see how many games that is. Hold on one second.
I mean, if we're talking in like the 30 game range, it's not out of the question. Like that's usually the pace for Auston Matthews, right? I don't think 30. I that's just a guess on my part. I know Mike's doing the counting, so I'm not gonna try to mess him up here. But yeah, I mean, like when I did say that when he scores and when he does get a goal,
35 games. 35
I
games.
think there's a very good chance
I agree.
he can have 20 in 35 games. Like that's
yeah. What about American Thanksgiving then? Think by American Thanksgiving?
That might be
That would be
pushing
what?
it
1,
a
2,
little
3,
bit.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoops, 11. Nah, that might be a little much.
Yeah.
That'd be in like 20 games. Sometime in
If
December.
he was close, if he was closer, Matt Sundin is going to be in town for the Sports Card Expo. Would have been nice to pair that.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks away from now. I don't think it's going to happen in 3 weeks.
No,
but
definitely not. I mean, unless he goes on an absolute heater. But
I have the game. and it'd be perfect. Ready?
Yeah.
The Oilers are in town December 13th.
Oh.
The 13th, Dave. December 13th.
Oh.
That would be a beautiful day for Auston Matthews to break the record. December 13th with McDavid in town. Yes, give it to me. That's probably a Saturday. They usually put Edmonton.
I think they put the Leafs and Oilers on a Saturday.
Yeah, they usually do. That'd be great.
I mean,
there's my prediction. December 13th, Auston Matthews becomes the all-time Maple Leaf goal leader. We'll have to clip this. And play this, whether I'm right or I'm wrong. But that's my prediction of when that happens. But it's going to happen. It's obviously going to happen, and it's not going to be too much longer. And the way that he played tonight and the way that line got going, yeah, it's definitely going to happen at some point here, sooner rather than later. I said there were 2 other milestones we're on watch for. Do you know what they are, Dave?
2 other milestones. I'm not as aware on Leaf milestones other than the Sundin and Matthews one. So you're gonna have to give me a little preemptive info on this.
So John Tavares, we got 2 milestones.
I think I know which one you're talking about with JT.
Okay, which one?
500 goals.
He is 5 goals away now from 500 goals in his career, sitting on 495.
They did talk about this on the Amazon broadcast, so that's why I remember that one.
So 5 goals away from number 500 after he scored 495 tonight, and 1 point away from 500 points as a Maple Leaf.
Wow.
Which was a number that surprised me, to be honest. And it shouldn't, because you look back, it's like, okay, yeah, guy gets like 80 points every year, basically 75 to 80 points.
Yeah.
But like to have 500 points with 2 different franchises, and he was with the Islanders for a very long time. To do that is quite impressive, right? Like, and he only needs 1 more. It could very well get it in New York. Very well could end up getting this thing in New York. Didn't he get his 1,000th point
in New York?
New York? I feel like it was the Rangers, not the Islanders, but it may have been against the Rangers.
I think let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna pull up the video right now because that's a little loud. Let's see. He set up Riley for the game. It was against the Islanders.
Okay, it was the Islanders.
He set up Riley with like less than 5 seconds, like about 6 seconds left.
Oh, and then the Islanders won in overtime, 4-3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I remember. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he got his 1,000 point against the Islanders, which was really cool. Maybe he can get his 500th as a Leaf against the Rangers, which would be nice to see. So those are the 2 milestones we're now on watch for. So Matthews 16 goals away from being the Leafs all time. goal scorer. 5 more goals for John Tavares to give him 500 on the season, and then he's just 1 point away from 500 points as a Maple Leaf. So we're on milestone watch the next couple of weeks here, as both of those players certainly can accomplish those feats. Just before we get going here, a couple of William Nylander was asked about the state of his game and essentially just said it's coming along. It's always slow at the beginning of the season. So just getting that back, and asked, well, how was that conversation with Craig Berube? He said, quote, that was just a good conversation. That's about it. Very, very classic William Nylander take. Sounds like congrats also to Kane Primo, by the way, getting his first win in a Maple Leafs uniform outside of those last couple goals, which also how the hell the ref missed that hold on Roman Josi for it to go down the ice and have them score a goal.
You just knew something like that was going to happen.
Oh, just stupid. And Matthews was irate. Like, he was so pissed, but I
He
don't
doesn't get mad. Like, Auston Matthews does not get mad. Like,
go ahead.
He just gets even, right? Remember that one game where he had a goal taken away, goes to score later in the game, and he does the ref.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we just don't see Matthews kind of get unhinged or unglued like that. Like, he'll maybe say something, but he won't like go out full pissed off in those situations.
Yeah, no, he's not going to do that. But it was just an egregious non-call, like that. How did he think he fell? Like, he very clearly was grabbed and hauled down. Just a brutal non-call there, and it ended up leading to Nashville scoring another goal, which is unfortunate. So that came primo outside of those last couple, which were kind of garbage time goals anyway, was decent in his first game as the Maple Leafs backup goaltender. But it'll definitely be Anthony Stolarz when the Maple Leafs take on the Rangers on Thursday. So that'll do it for us here today on the podcast. I'd like to thank you all for listening and supporting the show. You can subscribe to the Locked On Leafs podcast on all platforms and receive daily Leafs content. Follow myself on Twitter at Mickey_Canuck. Follow Dave at D_Morassutti, and follow the show as well at Locked On Leafs, both Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with another episode for you guys tomorrow. Leafs back in action against the Rangers. We will break it all down and tee it up for you. But until then, keep it locked right here on Locked On Leafs.